Welcome everyone to the new outline of this course, which is data cleaning. So first of all, let's get a basic understanding of what is meant by data cleaning, and then we will move forward. So data cleaning refers to the process of identifying and correcting errors, inconsistencies, and inaccuracies in a data set to improve its quality and reliability for further analysis. Now, data cleaning is an essential step in the data analysis process since it helps ensure that the data used for analysis is accurate and free of errors. So, what are the goals of data cleaning, or why is it so important? So, the goal of data cleaning is to improve the quality of the data and ensure that it's accurate and reliable for further analysis. So let's see the step for data cleaning. Data cleaning typically involves several steps, including removing duplicates. And that means to remove duplicate observations that are present in your dataset, which can skew statistical analysis and lead to inaccurate or incorrect conclusions. Next, we have the process of handling missing values, which means to deal with the missing values, which can also have the impact on the accuracy of analysis. In R, you can use functions like is.na to identify missing values and then decide how to handle them. You can either remove the rows with the missing values, or you can replace the missing value with another value that is present in the variable or your feature, like you can replace the missing values with the mode or the median value. Next, we have correcting data types. Data types are important to ensure that the data is correctly interpreted by R. For example, if a column contains numeric data but it's incorrectly identified as character data, it can also impact analysis. So you must ensure that the data types of the variable are correct. Next, we have removing outliers, which can skew analysis and impact the accuracy of the machine learning models as well. One can use different techniques to identify them and decide if they should be removed or not. Don't worry, this is a separate outline for this course, and we will also learn how we can deal or handle outliers. Now let's move to RStudio to see how we can clean our data for future analysis. All right, so first of all, I will create a variable of cost and I will read the CSV file. So that's the name of my file, cost.csv. And here, let's say head course. All right, you can see that the names of these columns contain dots between them, and also some columns are in lowercase, some are in uppercase, and that is not visually representable. So let's perform some operation on the data set so that these columns look more representable. Now, what I'm going to do is to convert all of these column names into lowercase and replace this dot or space with an underscore. So in order to do that, I will say call names of the cars dataset. And here I will use the gsif function. All right. And inside this function, I will say that replace this dot with an underscore, and I will use the function of toLower to convert the column names into lowercase and take the cars dataset column names. And after that, I will say once again head bars to see the difference. All right. So you can see that all of the column names are now converted into lowercase and they have this underscore rather than having a space or dot. Now I want to do one more thing. I can see that some of the column names are too big, like engine fuel type, engine horsepower, and engine cylinders. So I want to replace the name of these column names. So rather than saying engine fuel type, I will just replace it with fuel type. And the same goes with engine horsepower, it would be just horsepower. So how to do it? Well, I will just simply say once again, take the column names of the cars data set and go inside them. And if the column names of car data set is equals to, let's say, engine fuel type. All right. Then I will say that replace it with fuel type. And same goes with the other columns. I'll say column names, cars, and go inside the column names. Take the column names of the cars data set, and if that is equals to, let's say, engine horsepower, then replace it with horsepower. And the same goes for the last one. Rather than saying engine cylinders, I will just say that replace it with cylinders. And once again, I will say head cars to notice if there are changes or not. Great. So you can see that the column names are also changed, and this is also a part of data cleaning. Now let's move forward. For instance, I want to drop some of the unnecessary columns from my dataset, such as market category that does not have the predictive power. And let's say I also want to remove the vehicle size and the driven wheels column. So in order to do that, so at first I say take the cars dataset, and inside the cars dataset, I will just simply use the names keyword, and then I pass the name of the cars dataset, and I use this sign that not to included. This exclamatory sign excludes the column names that I'm going to address later. I will here just say percent in, and here I will use the combine function. I pass the name of the columns that I want to drop, such as driven wheels and market category and vehicle size. And here once again I say head cars, and here I forgot to put the brackets before names. Now, all right, let's just run it. Excellent. You can see that the columns that I mentioned here are now removed, because sometimes when we want to do analysis, there are so many unimportant columns in our data set, and we have to remove them so that we can do the analysis effectively and efficiently. So you have learned so far how to change the name of the columns and how you can just drop the columns. Now, what if inside a column you have a value that you don't want, or that was a mistake? So let's see how we can do that. First of all, I will say cat column, and inside this column, I say names, cars, and I use the supply function, and here I just say cars dataset, and the function is character. By doing so, I store all of the columns inside this cat call variable that have the data type of character. Now let's say I say head cat call to see what's inside it. You can see that these are the columns that the cat called have. Now, what I will do is that I will create a for loop and I will say for column in cat column. All right. I will print out every unique value inside these categorical columns. So first of all, I will print the name of my categorical column, and then I will say print and unique and take the cars data set. And here I will pass the column that is in the operation. All right, great. So you can see here that first you have the make, and these are the unique values inside the make column, and the value seems fine to me. So let's move to the next column of model. The values here are also fine. Now let's move forward. All right. Next we have the field type column, and the values here also seems fine to me. And next we have the column of transmission type. All right, so we have noticed a mistake here in the transmission type column. There is a value with the name of unknown. So we will change this value inside the column of transmission type with the mode value of this column. And you know that mode is the common most value in the data set. So we will replace this mistake or error with the mode value. So what I will do is that I will say take the course data set and transmission type column. And if the car transmission type is equal to unknown, like we have seen here, then we will replace it with the mode of car's transmission type. All right. And here I will say unique and car's transmission type. And I will say that replace it with the mode value. But first, I have to define the mode value variable. And I will say inside this variable, take the names, and then I will use the function of which dot max. And then I say table and take the cars data set and transmission type. And here I will say table cars transmission type. So you can see that the unknown has been removed and replaced with the automatic that has the highest frequency, or that is the mode of this column. So you have also learned how to change the values inside a column. Now let's move forward. Let's say I want to see if there are any duplicate values inside my dataset or not. Then I will say print, and then I say paste, and here I say the duplicated values sum is, and here I use the sum function. I say duplicated, and I pass the cars dataset to C. So you can see that the duplicated values inside my dataset are 756. And in order to just remove the duplicated values, you just say cars, unique, and cars. And then I use the duplicated function once again to see if there are duplicates still left or not. Now you can see that the duplicated values have been removed with the help of unique function. And that is how you can deal with the duplicated values inside a dataset. Now let's talk about the last point of today's lecture, which is that how we can handle the missing values inside a dataset. So first of all, let's see that how many missing values we have in each of the column. So first I will say print whole sums is dot NA, and I pass the cars data set. You can see that the make, model, year, these columns does not have any null values. However, we have null values in horsepower, cylinder, number of doors. Yes. So the very first method to do with the missing values is that we can just remove the missing values from the data set, which is the method of, let's say, cars. And I will use the function of na.omit, and this will omit all of the null values inside my data set. And here I will just print it once again. So first, let's just omit the null values. And now you can see that there are 0 null values inside your dataset. The horsepower had earlier 69 null values, but now it has 0. So this is the very first method to deal with the null values. The second method is to replace the null value with another value. Let's see what is that method. So I will just simply say, take the cars dataset and the column of HP and take the null values is.na and take the cars horsepower column and take the null values inside the cars horsepower column and replace these null values with the median of cars horsepower, and I pass just one more parameter of na.rm as true. All right, just right after this statement, I will just print the null values inside my data set once again to ensure. And you can see that the null values have been replaced and there is now no null value inside this column. So that is how you can also deal with the other columns. Now let's move back to slides. So this is the end of today's lecture. You have learned how to do data cleaning by dealing with the missing values, by dealing with the duplicated values, and how you can change the column names and the values inside the column. And data cleaning is really important if you want to do the machine learning process, or you want to make models in your data set, or even if you want to do further analysis. So now your homework is to find the missing values inside the dataset and replace them, and also find the duplicated values and delete them, and find the typos or the mistakes and deal with them. Now here is the link of the dataset on which you can practice. Now good luck, see you next time.